This is the plaintiff, Robert. He says he loaned the defendant money, and she agreed to pay $100 a month in late fees until the loan was paid off. Well, it took her 43 extra months to pay off that loan, and he's owed $5,000, the amount he's suing for today. This is the defendant, Carol. She says she paid off the plaintiff's loan in a timely fashion, but for some reason he's under the impression she agreed to pay late fees. This couldn't be further from the truth. He has no right to sue her, and she owes him nothing but a goodbye forever. She is accused of losing interest.
All parties, please use your right hand. Be seated, come to order. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Robert, you've asked us not to mention your last name.
Just Robert.
Okay. Robert, you are suing Carol, who has asked the same,
yes,
for $5,000 that you say she owes you $4,300 of it in late fees for a loan that you made to her, and the rest of it for her a loan you made to her brother that he did not pay back. All right, what happened?
Back in 2009, August, Carol approached me and...
How did you two know each other?
Co-workers.
Okay. What kind of place did you guys work at?
Hospital.
Okay. What job did you do and what job did she do?
I was a supply technician. She's a nurse.
And you?
I'm a registered nurse.
Okay. So she approached you.
And asked that her brother was asking for a loan, and he wanted to buy a truck. And,
but why did she know to go to you?
Well, we're friends, and I knew her brother too. We met together, we did things together.
Okay.
A couple of times.
Okay.
And she asked me that her brother was asking me for a loan. Since his credit was bad, she guaranteed the loan would be paid off.
Did you get that in writing?
Not by her, but it was a verbal agreement. And on that part, I have the contract that I made with her brother, the contract that he was going to pay
But you
it
didn't
back.
have her sign that?
No, but
okay.
I did receive 2 checks from her.
Okay, and why did she end up paying his loan?
Well, she was like, Frank would pay her the money and she would give me the money.
Okay.
So I got 2 checks from her.
Meaning Frank would give her the money and she would give you the money from her checking
From my
account.
understanding, yes.
Okay.
So 1 check was for $500.
Okay, but you're here suing for interest on a loan that you made to her.
That's
so did you loan other people besides the 2 of them money at the hospital?
No, just
those 2 friends. All right, now your brother passed away, correct?
Yes.
I'm sorry to hear that. When did he pass away?
2012, October 8th.
All right, when he passed away, he had not finished paying the loan.
Correct.
All right, and what was he supposed to be paying per month?
The agreement was $500 per month.
And how far behind was he, or he wasn't? He was.
He was very delinquent. So
how delinquent?
I got 2 payments from Carol. One was for $500 and one for $100, and I have the check here.
Before he died or after he died?
Before he passed.
After he passed away, Carol didn't pay anything, right?
Correct.
All right.
But
now, Carol also asked you for money.
Yes.
And that was when?
9 months later, after the initial loan to her brother.
And this was in 2010?
Yes.
All right. And Carol asked you for $4,000?
Correct.
$4,400 or $4,000?
$4,000.
Yes, $4,000.
$4,000, okay.
Yeah.
And then what happens? Is she paying you every month like she's supposed to?
No, she started to pay like in 2013. I have the payments plan.
So just tell me about it.
Well, we agreed while we were working. The loan was initially supposed to be for 6 months only. Mm-hmm. I think the check was written out.
You write out in the check that if
June.
it's not paid, you wrote the check in June for $4,000, and then you write out on it that if it's not paid by December of 2010, there will be a $100 late fee per month.
Correct. Well, that was because I had a verbal agreement for paying her brother off, so I didn't want to write out.
Paying her brother off?
Well, the loan that her brother, that she guaranteed that she would pay his loan off too.
She ends up paying you the $4,000, but she ends up paying it, her last payment's like 4 years after it was supposed to.
Correct.
And so all you pay him is the $4,000 4 years late.
I paid $4,000 and I gave him, the last check was $100 interest,
Yes.
because that's what I thought he wanted.
No, but his check very clearly says, I want $100 a month in late payments, and that would mean January of 2011 forward would be $100 every month in late payments because you still weren't done. Now, how is that legal? That's like loan shark stuff.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So when you have a loan shark like this, should the judge give that loan shark the legal amount of interest or nothing for trying to charge too much?
I think should be the legal amount.
Really? Even though he tried to get more than he should have?
Yeah, the legal amount, you have to go with what's legal.
You agree with that or give him nothing?
I think you give him the legal.
Wow, you guys are forgiving going inside the courtroom.
She promised me to pay her, brother's loan.
You know what a
off.
better idea would be? To get her to sign a contract saying she'll pay her brother's loan off, and
That was a verbal agreement between us. And,
she doesn't have to pay the brother's loan off. That's not her obligation. I mean, even if she said to you, "Oh, I feel so bad. I'll help out with Frankie's loan," she doesn't have to pay her brother's loan off. I'm really concerned though that really what you're here to sue for is the $100 in late fees for all those years because you'd like to not lose so much on the brother's loan. That's really what you got going on here, right? Kind of. But you can't sue for interest that's loan sharking, that's beyond what the state maximum allows you to do. You're not allowed to include interest of more than 16%. If you do more than 16, it's a civil problem for you. If you do more than 27, it's a criminal problem. You did 30.
But I didn't write down interest. I wrote down late fees, just
it's
like...
It's the same thing. Don't be crazy. There you go. You can call it like, ice cream money. That doesn't make it not interest. It's interest. And you know what your state does? Your state's one of the tougher states. You're in New York, and New York makes you forfeit the principal. If she had not paid you a penny on the $4,000 and you were coming in here suing for the $4,000 plus the interest of $4,300, you would lose all of it. You wouldn't be able to even sue for principal, much less interest. Because the law wants to dissuade loan sharking. And I know that you don't see it as loan sharking. I know that you see it as you were a nice guy loaning money to a brother and a sister, and you ended up getting completely mistreated. I understand you. But the law still applies to you just like it applies to the guy who does look like a loan shark. Okay? Whatever you want to call it, it's interest, it's usurious, and you can't charge it. So my verdict in this case is for the defendant.
And so the plaintiff hears that decision and comes out. What do you understand?
Interesting. Never thought about it that way.
Which way?
I just had a verbal agreement that she was going to pay off.
And what do you understand you did wrong, and what was not enforceable about it?
It makes it seem like I did the bad thing. So.
Like you were trying to charge usurious interest, loan shark.
I just added that as to pay off like her brother's loan.
I know, but you can't do that.
I can't do that.
You can't, not quite that much. Not that much. You got a little greedy there. Okay, right. around the corner this way. All right, so come on in here and step right next to me here. What's your thought here?
My thought is I didn't say anything. I'm just glad it's over.
You didn't say anything?
No, I didn't
job.
even have to tell my story, but she's fair. I will say that.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty. We have to say something now, though. At least he stepped up when that loan was needed by your brother, right?
Right.
So he was a good guy.
I was willing to pay him a couple of extra dollars interest, on the money because I borrowed.
Yeah.
Because I was late in, making the payments. Like another maybe $300, okay?
How about $100 a month for 43 months?
No.
Harvey?
Well, here's the deal. If you violate the law by trying to charge too much interest beyond the legal limit, the judge is going to give you a zero. The judge will give you nothing because you tried breaking the law.